Hi everyone, welcome to today's Facebook Live. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here before, then welcome back. I'm Shae Murray, one of the naturopaths here at the Lucy Rose Clinic, and today is week 3, or this week rather, is week 3 of Endometriosis Awareness Month. So what we'd like to talk about today is some natural ways to tackle endometriosis. So we know firsthand how frustrating and isolating this journey can be, and hoping to share some practical tips that can make a real difference in your daily life. But just remember, with anything, if you have any questions or concerns, to go ahead and book a consultation in with one of our practitioners. There'll be a link below. So let's begin at the top. There's a real connection with inflammation and endometriosis. It's basically a problem with inflammation. Those painful lesions that grow where they shouldn't, they thrive on inflammation in the body. That's why focusing on really calming inflammation can be such a game changer for many people, many women with endometriosis. So there were some recent studies done where women who eat lots of omega-3s, so think fatty fish, walnuts, flax seeds, had a 22% lower chance of their endometriosis progressing or getting worse. Those healthy fats really do help cool down the inflammatory fire that makes endometriosis so painful. Turmeric is another inflammation-fighting superstar. So that bright yellow spice contains curcumin, which blocks pathways that make endo lesions grow. Some women find relief by adding it to smoothies or taking supplements containing turmeric or curcumin. Just a side note on that, though, if you are taking a really potent curcumin extract, just make sure to take it away from any iron supplements because it can impede the absorption of iron, something else most of us need. And, when it comes to fighting inflammation, it's just as important to know what to avoid as it is to know what to take to calm things down. Like, you don't want to be pouring oil onto the fire that you're trying to calm, if you like. So processed foods, too much red meat, and sugar really do fire up or keep those inflammatory fires burning. And that's something we really want to avoid. So one study found eating lots of trans fats increased endo risk by a whopping 48%, which is huge. Now, some natural supplements that show real promise for easing symptoms, such as chaste tree. So anyone who has been to us know we like to use chaste tree in a lot of our formulas. It really does help to balance hormones and has helped many women experience less pain. NAC, or N-acetylcysteine, is another supplement with really impressive results. In one study, more than half the women taking it saw their lesions shrink and felt less pain after just 3 months, which is pretty amazing for a non-prescription option. And this is because supporting the liver function, or the supporting the liver's ability to detoxify, has been shown to be really important in the management of endometriosis. And that is what NAC does. It helps to flush the liver. Green tea extract as well contains compounds that seem to reduce the blood supply, feeding endo lesions. A lot of studies have been done in labs rather than on people, but the results are encouraging enough that many women give it a try. And we know too, in our dispensary, when we're making up our liquid herb prescriptions for clients, green tea contains many antioxidant compounds that are really beneficial. Mindfulness matters as well. So the pain of endometriosis isn't just physical. It can create a stress spiral that makes inflammation worse. And breaking the cycle is super important. So yoga has been shown to decrease pain by about a third in women diagnosed with endo. It helps to strengthen your pelvic floor while calming the stress hormones that make those symptoms flare up. We've talked about in the past that prednisolone prednisolone steal. I always find it really hard to say that word, where our body starts stealing building blocks to build more stress hormones and leaving deficiencies in other parts of the body. So calming stress hormones is really important. Some people find acupuncture a really great way to help with pain management. So things like stress management techniques, meditation apps, breathing exercises, they can all make a huge difference. So they aren't just feel-good approaches. They can create real change in your body for the better. As well, regular exercise too. So this is quite interesting. About 4 hours a week of something that gets you moving. So walking is good too, but other gentle, rather than like a high intensity interval, somewhere between walking and high intensity interval training. So maybe like reformer Pilates or a slightly more athletic yoga practice, like a vinyasa practice, is linked to almost 30% of lower endo risk. And exercise really helps naturally lower estrogen levels and fighting inflammation throughout the body. And the other thing too worth thinking about is reducing exposure to chemicals that mess with hormones. So things like BPA in plastics have been linked to worsening endo symptoms. So, simple swaps like using glass containers instead of plastic for leftovers may actually help over time. There's a few other things that can help too. Going back to the liver. So I wanted to talk about the liver as well. Reducing the buildup of environmental toxins, building on from that, what I just said about reducing exposure to BPA and plastics. Reducing the buildup of environmental toxins, which can impact the severity of endo. So herbs such as St. Mary's thistle, sometimes known as milk thistle, excellent choice for gentle liver detoxification. And as well, on that note, drinking plenty of water. I think we say that most weeks. Drink lots of water, guys. And consuming antioxidant-rich foods such as berries, leafy greens, capsicum, all those really deeply coloured fruits and veggies. And as well as NAC, there's another one. So when we have experienced pain and the stress associated with pain, our body remembers that, and it can elevate the centralized pain response, right? So that's when the body sort of remembers pain and the stress it experiences as those warning symptoms start to appear of, say, like an endometriosis flare-up. So PEA with magnesium in supplementation has been shown to decrease this response, and boswellia extract as well can make a really great alternative to standard over-the-counter painkillers like paracetamol and ibuprofen, and a little gentler on the system too in terms of anti-inflammatory support. I think that was everything that I wanted to talk about in terms of food. But going back to mindfulness habits as well. So yes, acupuncture is great. Yes, yoga is amazing. Exercise is important. If we pair that with a wellness exercise in conjunction with using magnesium as well for reducing inflammation, magnesium soaks with Epsom salts is a really great way to modulate your stress response or reduce your stress response and improve relaxation. So if you're lucky enough to have a bath at home, you can put like a couple of big handfuls of Epsom salts in a bath and have a good soak. You can also use it as a foot soak. Or you can have a search in your local area for places that offer like a magnesium float experience. There's lots of these cropping up all around Australia now. If you're like me, you don't have a bath at home, I like to use those as the month progresses, and I start to, feel signs and symptoms of increased pain leading to an endo flare-up. Magnesium is a really great option. So let's do a little activity check. So feel free to type in the chat what your favorite form of gentle exercise is. So I like to do a restorative slow yoga practice like yin, either at the gym or at home. It's, nothing fancy, but it's focusing on the practice of stillness rather than like a flow practice where you're constantly moving. It really helps to relieve tension in the fascia, so the like the tissues that cover our muscles that kind of hold all our tension, especially if you're sitting all day. And it really helps to do something like yin for stress modulation, relaxation, and all those things that help our body prepare, I guess, to experience less pain. And I'd love to hear from anyone else as well if they've got other things that they like to do. In reducing exposure to environmental toxins as well. This is something we get asked quite a lot. What non-toxic products that you love, especially considering like cleaning products around the home? Do feel free to share them in the comments so others can benefit from your research. I quite like Simply Clean. It's an Australian made product. They use a lot of lemon, myrtle, and citrus oils, and it's readily available from health food stores or online. And, in the end, everyone's endo journey is different. What works for one person might not work for another. So we'd love to stay connected with you. If this live has been helpful, give us a heart. If you'd like some recipes for some antioxidant-rich foods that will help perhaps liven up the meal prep for the week and increase your exposure to lots of really great ingredients that can really help our body fight stress and fight pain and fight inflammation, drop a heart in the comments. And thanks so much for hanging out with us today, especially because I just seem to keep stuttering. I am so sorry. But we want you to remember that you're not alone in this journey. You can always drop questions in the comments. You can reach out to us. If you're new here, please do feel free to book in for a complimentary consult where you can speak to one of our Lucy Rose specialists who can help you determine what the right pathway is for your health journey. And, we're always here to listen. We're always here to help. Thank you for joining me today, and we'll look forward to speaking with you next week. I can hang around for a few minutes. If any of you have got questions that you want me to answer right now, you can drop into the comments. Otherwise, for those of you watching later, do feel free to pop that in, and one of us will get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks for joining me today.